Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. DC's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. DC's turn to pick.
Slada.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Imba spirit.
Radiant team pick.
Doom.
DC's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Keeper of the light.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. DC's turn to ban.
Other teams are. I feel like a lot of teams are very reserved in the way that they draft, and we see a lot of the same heroes over and over again, while NP
Radiant
takes it like a
team
bit
ban.
outside the box, and we see like
Ten seconds remaining.
Come on.
DC's turn to ban.
plays is, but at the same time, I think Misery's probably one of the better drafters right now. So we'll see how it really like comes to fruition. How this one actually breaks up. It's a really interesting like matchup between these teams. I think a lot of people have been kind of waiting for. Yeah, like I think it's like I don't know, like
10 seconds remaining.
no, I think
5 seconds
NP
remaining.
it's too hard to actually put numbers on a lot of their games.
Reserve time.
It's just like what kind of Envy's gonna show up too, because sometimes Envy goes out of his mind, sometimes Envy is literally out of his mind. boring Faith Beyond. That guy's. Yeah.
Disruptor.
Taking it for quite a while. NP now for the disruptor.
DC's
They love
turn
this
to
hero
pick.
too. Like we said that we're gonna see some little bit of different heroes in this series. One like I like these two teams being paired up each other too, just because I like the. I mean, like you said, I'm pretty good friends with like a lot of these guys and everything, but like the specific matchups in like the lanes,
10
you know, like
seconds
we got
remaining.
Weaver versus Envy, you know, like Rezo versus Aoi, Moon versus
5
MSS.
seconds
I
remaining.
just like, I mean, maybe it's just like in my own head, I guess it might be a little bit more like influenced just because of like I
Reserve
know
time.
majority of these guys for a very long time, so it's just like you know I have like their faces attached to the lanes kind of in a way, so it makes it.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah.
DC's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Then more than not, it's been support, but it has seen its core
5
days.
seconds remaining.
And so like, not 100% sure, but we're probably leaning toward more no.
Reserve time.
I mean, like overall, playing the hero can be, you know, has like it sounds, but it's really like the nature of your draft, how much chaos the rest of your team causes. So if you can land those holes, or if you're just acting as like, you know, that walking hole where you're not really the black hole, but you're just the fear of it, or you're just those auras. Yeah.
Shadow Fiend.
Radiant team ban.
Minus armor. Yeah.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
it's BKB carrier versus Ember Spirit, and it's
5 seconds
a very.
remaining.
I mean, this hero is coming back into the meta very quickly. Probably one of the better mid laners, one of the better
Reserve
scalers
time.
as well. Yeah, BKB holder is probably the more important thing.
DC's turn to ban.
Huh.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Good ban though. I think that was a
Reserve
Scary.
time. DC's
yeah. They don't have any
turn to
right
pick.
click at all on the side of NP. They're pretty much all magic damage oriented right now. They have no building hitter and no physical to pierce through BKBs as you mentioned before.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. 10 seconds remaining.
Wraith King.
Not Wraith King, but
Radiant
more
team
auras. And okay, let's change it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Slog.
Good against the Doom. He gives you more auras and stuff for like Roche and everything. And if he gets black hole, he just comes back, right?
Good, but now Slark's like, that's good. That's 2 lives of people that I get to suck the stats from. I'm just gonna right click him, two lives worth. Take all of his agility, everything. I don't know.
P's draft is a bit greedier to me. It takes a little bit more time to come online. They at least have the Ember Spirit and the Disruptor and like the early stuff. But I think the Slark, I'm just not really a huge fan of Slark personally as a hero.
Of Slark?
10
Yeah, he
seconds
is their
remaining.
only physical damage in this game.
That is true.
And he's like their only real
5
building hitter too. It's like
seconds
okay,
remaining.
Enigma in a way, kind of with Eidolons and stuff. But overall, I'm liking DC's just overall concept of their draft. But NP's draft is different. It takes longer time and it has its strengths too. It's got heavy fight and it's got like
Prepare for battle.
lots of stuff going around in the fight, so the Enigma can actually get pull if possible.
We'll get started here as we get into just game number 1 of this fun little best of 3. Team NP versus Digital Chaos. Formidable opponents. DC started their DAC qualifier journey in their round 1 matchup against PPD Stack Wanted, as we all remember. They took that to a 3-game stretch and came up just a bit short. Later got that rematch and crushed him 2-0.
They're gonna see Saksa come back to the bounty rune with that obs ward they placed, and he only has 1 sentry in his inventory, and he was coming from Enigma's area, so they should probably know that MSS's camps are warded.
30 seconds to battle.
Let's see how they respond to it here. Both sides have got the intel right now. Pinging it out. Rose has a smoke on hand, but no wards himself at the moment, as he's already gotten both down.
So let's see how much Rose can make happen with this roaming Doom.
He's getting kind of pincered in a bit. Misery from one side, Doxa and Resolution on the other. And it looks like they'll end up splitting through each other here. Doxa commits in deep. We'll grab up that bounty rune.
3 bounties.
Yeah,
for
DC take 3. That's very nice. Nice little boost at the start of this one. And as the lanes do end up fizzling out, it's going to be SVG babysitting on his Disruptor and join the side of Owie as they go against Moon's solo Slardar. That's going to be repping it up mid lane. Shadowfiend Weehaw against Envy Ember Spirit.
Missouri just cleaning up the first set of Eidolons. Trying to block up the 1 camp was left open, but MSS pressured him out a bit.
The early blast will certainly do work on those pathetic little level 1 Eidolons. That's got to be very annoying for MSS right now to deal with. Old man.
Rose, or 1-4-3, or what do you want to call him? His new name Rose, so that's what he wants. He actually gets control camp, so he gets his. That's like the best one to jungle at a fast pace because you get the little skeletons. So he can jungle nice and quick. That at least. for him. MSS still just getting pressured by Misery.
Yeah, this is its own little mini battle right here between MSS and Misery as they continue to battle it out. Misery just super content on knowing that Resolution is just going to be able to free farm through the lane, and MSS is not going to really be able to offer a lot there until the meantime. Aoi is also going to be able to take over a little bit here, but Moon's happy to pull the camp quite a bit.
Moon should get a lot in this lane.
Yeah, SPG's working with the pull right now. Did he do a double stack? Yes, he did. So should wipe out the wave and kind of get it back under the tower in favor of Envy there. How's Wee versus Envy going? It's looking pretty Envy. That's one CS for Wee? 1 CS for Wee?
Yep.
Whoa. Envy is 9.
Yeah, he messed up on a lot of his raises. He messed up on like 2 raises, and then Envy's just been really well.
Whoa. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting that big of a disparity this early, but we'll see how much Envy can kind of ride on that momentum for now. Looking pretty strong for MP's start. And for the rest of this top lane, Rose continues to move her around a bit, but not going to find easy openings, not until MSS is in more of a comfortable spot if he plans on getting anything going in that top lane whatsoever. Alright, Wee grabs his haste rune here.
Rose in position to maybe want to go for a wraparound behind mid. He doesn't have his Infernal Blade though.
There's a ward there. It would see him just as he goes through the stairs. Now that they pull back, yeah, he walks forward 1 step. There's really no chance. Maybe Envy trying to entice him a bit. Meanwhile, Resolution gets a jump onto MSS. It looks like Soxa leads in, gets a magic missile between the two of them. They lock him down and they get him taken apart. It's gonna be first blood going to DC.
Didn't think to even. I actually glanced away from top 2 because I didn't think he'd position himself so far up to get caught by 2 stuns, but gets caught by 2 Wraithfire blasts. Was the bench stun and dies.
Well, MSS gets right back here. Still holding out for that soul ring to get underway, but you're feeling even more repercussions here. Misery getting up in his face a bit. Now takes the shot. It's going to be a bit of a slow roll here for MSS at the start of this game. Misery since then has joined hands bottom lane here with Moon.
Alright, here we go, Weehaw. Here we go, dive.
Right on in. Envy pulling him down in Rose. To run him, hits him with the Infernal Blade, and that will get the job done. A wave will come out though from Soxa, and with the power of the tower, they'll be able to get the finish. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Aoi gets a pickup on the Moon Meander that
They
same
got
moment.
SVG. Yeah, they went aggressive on SVG with Misery and Moon, and then consolation prize for.
Suddenly it's 3-2, where things were a bit of a slow start. Get right underway, and we knock down 5 kills just like that. And we may not be done yet here.
Almighty money.
Dual lane of Moon Meander and Misery really kind of pressuring and imposing their will onto Aoi as much as possible, but he still finds himself second in CS. I mean, you're only coming up a bit short to Resolution, but I mean, that's Resolution with a pretty much a free lane and even 1 kill under his belt. So it's still holding pretty nice here for Aoi.
Got eyes on Rose this time. They saw him go into that little tree cubby with that ward. Soxa is smoked. They're looking to make another play on bottom before Aoi hits 6. SVG might just break the smoke though.
Smoke's broken, but SV doesn't see him yet. There they spot each other. No reason for Soxa to dish out the magic missile in that case. They will know there are 3 DC members here now hanging in the bottom lane, and they're going to begin to play things a bit more cautiously. Up and above, Resolution here. Looks like he dished out the stun for MSS, started attacking him down, could have gone a bit further, but decided to pull off while bottom lane, they are going to be able to get the jump, it looks like, onto Aoi. And this has been a ridiculous game. I'll be honest with you, I've been doing a terrible job trying to catch the action.
Oh no.
Everything's been happening all over the place.
I'm honestly like all over the place right now too. I was looking top in that bottom. I didn't think that they would actually get the kill on Slaughter because the Venge got seen, so I started looking top and then he dies anyway.
That's why I shrugged it off. I'm like, they'll see there's 3 and play a bit more safe. Look away, come back, Aui's dead.
I'll try to do a better job to call them for you, that's my bad.
No.
Bottom lane,
Here comes DC. Oh, I got this one, don't worry. Howie on one front, making the jump for Saxa here, locks him under within the tower, and he's going to look for a place to juke within the trees, but he's still caught in a bit of a precarious situation, and he will be brought down. The chase is on for Moon, but he does have that sprint. He will snag up that bounty rune and slither his way out from trouble, though. Look who is there waiting for him. Envy, close, but not looking to commit. Down and below, look at this. Howie combo on for Misery is going to force out the TP. Misery will make it back to the fountain safe.
Nice
Meanwhile,
space for MSS that
I
whole
was
time.
just going to say that. The man who makes space has space, and now has a black hole to make more space.
Yeah, he got the soul ring up earlier, and then he was just denying the wave back constantly. So, taking some farm from Rezo in that manner, but Rezo's also gotten some of those Eidolons too.
The Rezo build on your Wraith King, it's been a while, Fog. Is this like your...
Armlet.
Armlet, yeah. That's exciting.
Armlet, Blink, probably.
Yeah, because mobility,
something along those
I imagine,
lines.
always still a bit of a problem for this guy. The Blank will help.
Blade Mail could still probably be Valve in this game, since he's very so much like AoE damage.
Oh, for sure.
He wants to go for something like that. He might go for just bigger items. And that might go like, yeah, Armlet, Blink, maybe even... I don't think Radiance. Like, I don't know, people used to do that, but probably more Maelstrom or something like that.
Mid lane, here comes the NP, but they do not find a target yet, so they head up
Might
towards
find
the
Weehaw here with the black
jungle.
hole, though.
Uh-oh! Dropping down the ward, they get the Thunder Strike. There's really nowhere you're going to run, sir. They're even going to drop down the black hole for this man. Glimpse send back of Moon, but look who's there in front. It's Saxa. Now, meanwhile, they will be able to get the TP out for MSS. SVG, though, will have to pay the price. But hey, if you're losing SVG for Weehaw and causing a couple of rotations, then I think they're going to be fine with that. But they are going to go for bottom lane. Moon was sent back from the glimpse down here. Looks to go for the finish on the tower. Owie approaches from behind. Misses the mark on his pounce. Dire will end up taking the tower. Moon looks to rush on out. SVG's here. Does not have glimpse available yet. Gets hit with a big blast there from Misery. And now the amp damage. He's got to be careful. Those creeps are doing a serious number. He backs out and away from a bit of trouble while Rose comes in himself. SVG, watch out for the blast!
Oh,
that was so close! So freaking close. He's fine though. Moo gets pulled back, gets the crush off, and then runs the hell out of there.
It almost looked like it was gonna
I
hit
thought
him.
it got him for good, and I was just gonna be so giddy. But SVG will be fine on this day, and they avoid the trouble. Moon though, not looking to let up, man. This guy is sprinting into action.
I
Sees
love
Rose.
this, though. The action-packedness of
Yeah,
this game compared to last.
this is nuts. I love it. Now they walk towards the shrine. They're going to be good. On the other
SVG
side,
wants it so bad.
SVG's like, let me get in that shrine. Please let me sip the water.
Radiant's middle tower is under
While
attack.
DC are moving down this mid lane. MP are refreshed. Are they fight ready here? Resolution. His Majesty wants to be in the action. Does have his ulti leveled up. Not looking to wait till he gets it to level 2. They want a tier 1.
Radiant's middle
While
tower
this happens,
is
they
under
do have
attack.
MSS. Top lane split pushing, but it's fine because he doesn't have black hole, and they know that. No need for him to really be there.
Dire structures.
But they're slowing him down as much as possible. Even kinetic fields being dropped.
Trying to pull
Falling.
aggro off that
Pull-
creep
yeah.
wave as much as possible.
One Thunder Strike will pull the aggro, which is wonderful. And now the TP's in. MSS is here. Hits with the early Malphus. Drops down the Midnight Pulse. And, okay, that may be the end of it. Envy drops a Remnant to go back home with. DC gets stunted a bit for now, just trying to siege away out of tier 1. And they actually will pull away from it entirely. It looks like they have eyes for Owie in the bottom lane. They're like, that Slark might have been down here too long. We gotta punish him.
Yeah. That's the thing with NP's lineup is they have to respond with 4 heroes every single time that there is a tower push, because Slark doesn't want to get involved yet. He needs his Shadow Blade before he does anything.
Alright. Grouping is done for now.
That NP should be pretty happy with this whole laning setup too. They have a roaming Doom and they're like coming up pretty even. They claim a mid tower. They only lose their bottom tower. They've got good levels and farm across the board.
Envy spots Resolution, pops his haste rune here. Resolution will head right under the tier 1, but Envy knows he can burn away and take and finish off this life. 9 seconds for Black Hole. I mean, it's got to feel pretty good to be able to at least get that down, because you know that for at least 3 days he's not going to have his ulti because it's level 1.
Bottom
It's
lane. One get a glimpse back. Is he gonna get the TP out? He does actually.
Oh, makes it away from trouble. Back at mid lane, MSS rotates in, gets the Malphus stun, and then the black hole gonna be committed. Swap out and save. Noxa feeds over his own body into the black hole for the greater good. And now Envy gonna be going down, and here comes DC on chase. MSS is gonna be able to make it away.
Black hole and a lot expended to try to go for a kill that just gets really turned on you. Nice swap come from Soxa, good positioning and blinding light from Misery. And then bailing out Weehaw, who's not very farmed, he's not very tanky or anything, but when the Ember Flame Guard gets burned out instantly from all the magic damage.
Yeah, that's where Owie to come into play here, who's still working towards getting that Shadow Blade underway. He's got a little bit of farm ahead of him.
Oh
before he
man,
gets to that
now
point.
he's pinging the ward too. He knows it's someone in the area. They tried to deward it, but that sentry's actually just on the cusp.
Yeah, that's a that's an intriguing obs ward too. Kind of in the middle there. Not easily predictable, but yeah, Owie will probably see that the ward's still there eventually, and we'll look to take care of it. But
P, I think they actually saw this smoke coming up from DC. They have a ward in the big camp on the Dire jungle. DC's smoked up, trying to go for a pick on MSS. They look like they get the swap.
Yep, they do. He gets blasted as well from Misery. He'll get quickly dealt with. SVG responds, drops the Static Storm, drops the Kinetic Field. They even commit the Doom. They know that Resolution does not have the reincarnation. Envy now looking to commit in, hits with a big wealth of damage, but so does Weehaw, dishing out the Requiem, allows him to get the right-click finish onto Envy. Oh, gets the raise, looking to go for Rose. Rose makes it away. Owie on the other side, however, he gets raised. And it's a triple kill for Weehaw's Shadow Fiend.
That was
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
a lot committed, but the deny. They even denied the Wraith King, by the way, there on the Doom. So a lot committed for MP to try to defend that, but they actually lose that fight
Radiant's top tower
massively.
is under
Weehaw
attack.
picks up triple kill and he gets denied the Wraith King too.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Big swim coming to BC now.
Yeah, this is
Radiant's
a huge
bottom
wealth of
tower is
momentum.
under
Opens
attack.
what was just a slightly 1.5k net worth advantage, pushes it down towards the 6k mark already.
The amount of like magic damage that's coming out and burning Envy's Flame Guard instantly, like they're losing a lot of their actual damage in these fights. He just gets hit by like a Coddle Blast with like 1 or 2 raises, and then all of his damage is gone. Like Ember doesn't really right click at all anymore. Especially not at this point.
Yeah,
And even though Envy had such a laning phase, like I think this is the same thing we saw earlier with Cancel too, right? Cancel had more of a struggle in the laning phase, but at the net worth, Envy's behind his Doom. We just saw this.
And it's not going to get any easier for him or for MP if they're looking to go to him for damage. The magical Ember buildup could get quickly like dealt with here by DC if they're able to just kind of continue this farming path and itemize appropriately. Wee's got a lot more stats to him now. He's got Dragon Lance. Resolution's got 2 lives. I mean,
Moon's got Blink. They're halfway to Aghanims on Coddle.
yeah, they're getting pretty damn fat right now. And here they come, looking to move on forward for tier 3s. That's easily theirs. A Roche in the future could be very easily theirs. It's going to be pressure on MP now. Their response in their trade is a tier 1 in the top lane if they can take it fast enough. I mean, I would have put it past DC to consider either rotating up there for a defense, but it looks like they will not.
Looks like Rezo is going for that Blade Mail build too. So he did go the Armlet and the Blade Mail, since there's so much like massive like AoE damage coming up from MP. He's level 12 now too, so he's got that level 2 ultimate, so the ulti's a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Obviously the Blade Mill will help him a bit, bulking up the extra bit of mana, and of course that damage. And
Shadow Blade
DC...
up for his Slark coming out soon.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I see a Slark get a Shadow Blade, it's like, alright, time for him to go out there and pick on weak little supports, but you know, we haven't seen Misery ever put himself in a precarious situation this game.
He's
Same for
tanky,
and same for Soxa too. And yeah, he's at the point he's starting to farm his Aghanim, so you lead in with that early point booster, and now he's not an easy target to just pick off with the Shadow Blade. So the window of the Shadow Blade may have just come and gone, unfortunately, for Owie. But we'll have to see. We'll have to
Bench
see.
almost has Dominator too, so his stats are looking very good, and he's gonna have more auras. Well, that tank ability.
And now they're feeling like it's time to Roche here, or at least they lead in with an early amp damage. Looking to get down some wards first. Scout the perimeter, if you will. And consider the go-ahead. Resolution will get the rest of the push done in this mid lane. Now he's stalking a bit, but they seem to have possibly just spotted him there. I don't know, they pinged exactly where he was. He rounds up and comes over the corner. He was close, but looked like he was looking for the rune and had no detection.
Yep, Weeha's got that Dragonlance finished stuff from earlier, going straight for that BKB. Like we mentioned the draft, NP is very magic damage oriented until their Slark pick, and DC wanted a BKB carrying core, so Shadow Fiend very close to his. Is going to be very hard to bring down with that, with a tanky Wraith King in the front lines and with Vengeful behind him.
All right, well, MP draw a great game plan that puts them in a position where they might be high ground advantage, but I think it came around a bit too long. Resolution just one mighty hit onto Owie's head, and now Owie has to run as he loses about half of his life. Resolution, a man still on the chase, though. On the other side, Rose is hiding within the trees here, with a Doom ready to go. I don't know if he's been spotted out. Doesn't look like it. He is in an awkward spot.
Oh my god, that is a scary position.
That, his butthole is clenched so hard right now, I can feel it. One wave, one casual, just peep around the corner there. The jig is up. DC
Dude,
holding
he's so
strong.
scared.
Does he have a TP? He has a TP, but he's like, I'm here.
He spent his gold. He got a
who's
minus.
who's he waiting for? He wants to get Wii?
He doesn't see anyone.
Moon? They're already rolling ahead.
He only has a little bit of vision there. He's seeing the Shadow Fiend porting out. This could be where they try to sandwich DC here from the back.
Okay.
If we
They'll see bottom, and this is where MPs feel like they have more people ready to play. Trying to steal Rose. Rose has crept out. He's been spotted. Moon goes for him. Where have you been?
they're bringing Weehaw right away. They're pulling him with the recall from Toddle.
They are. MP's already made his jump in though. Remnant's gonna get the burst for Soxa. Yes, he can. What Weehaw's here now. Resolution already inside the mix here. Doesn't have to use reincarnation yet, but they do glimpse him back. Turns towards Rose, hits him with a stun, hits him with a big right click, and they drop the Static Storm. Black Hole, he gets blasted back with the Blinding Light, but it does not cancel the Black Hole. It doesn't matter, they'll raise right through him. EC muscle past NP. They only take MSS down, but not suffer any heavy losses here.
Doom was used, Black Hole was used. I want to say most of the Remnants were used as well. So DC didn't really have to expend much. They lost the multi and their Slardar, so now they Roshan. They're able to do it.
They're gonna try to make a play around this. Owie's just inside the pit. Pounces onto his support, tries to make some waves there. Now Envy committing it, looking to go for Misery, gets the takedown of the Coddle. Moon and Soxa stun lockdown Envy here. Can they get the finish? Not yet. Envy's able to make it to the high ground. And runs around the corner. DC, high five, hit the shrine. Will they go back for the Roche? Yeah. Go back for the Roche. And MP know they can't do anything about this one. Owie's going to be sent to the top lane to farm it on up, and Envy will take his business elsewhere.
Critical damage with Slardar amp on Roche. It's pretty ridiculous.
Move spotted Owie. But Owie will obviously be able to back off amp damage and make it away from trouble. We take a brief look at the net worth. It's still pretty heavy for DC, 7,500.
They're very adamant about their warding situation on DC this game. They are carrying a ton of sentries between the two supports. If you just look around that Roche area, there's like 5 or 6 just right there. Late MSS, a bit too far up, gonna get caught out here.
Yeah, he doesn't have a black hole, so there's not even a scary black hole factor here.
By Weehaw.
Yeah, he's BKB'd, but alright.
So that's a 10-second BKB too. Ouch.
Like, what did he meant to do? His wand? Maybe tread switch?
Something like that, yeah.
Doesn't matter, they get their kill. It's a second gone, but it's a tier 2 also in a way. And to top lane they go, and towards Owie. Hit up with the amp.
On cooldown.
He's got to pack it right now. And then he jumps back in with a follow-up, but that was already long gone.
Putting
trying to be
pressure
a,
on him, though.
yeah, trying to be a nuisance. Everywhere he pops up, though, it's like he knows things aren't safe. We, already talked a bit about how the shortcomings of the Shadow Blade are going to be, it's going to be trouble with the Shadow Blade.
Yeah,
But we're seeing it now in demonstration.
I knew that they were kind of going for a greedy draft, though. You can feel like Bro is going for that Midas too and everything. He goes for the Treads Buckler, tank up, then back for a Midas. They feel like they're just quite on the back foot in this one. Even though they had a pretty good start out with the laning phase, that top situation that happened was just too much.
Courier!
Courier
Now he
has
gets
been
it.
killed.
Nice little snipe of the Courier there. Oh, I don't have the hockey on the Courier to see, but there was a pretty big load on it. And bottom lane now, SVG forced to drop the Static Storm, allows him to TP under it. Soxa tries to walk out to stun him, but it's a bit too late.
Yeah, he Static Storms on himself, so Soxa trying to swap out Moon, thinking Moon's in trouble there, trying to get himself positioned for the stun, but the Static Storm is still on him, and since it lingers, he tried to run out and get the stun, but he couldn't. So nice little heads-up play by SVG to save his life. Get themselves so
Proudly twice.
Well, MP continue to pull the attention of DC to one lane or the other away from pushing forward is really what MP are hoping for best. I know the late game doesn't even look that promising for them here moving forward, but they know that the timing as it is right now is not favorable for them, so they just need to farm up in hopes to get themselves into a position where they can mount their best defense or whatever kind of big play they need to dish out. But the theme of the day so far is if you're winning your laning phase, you're probably going to lose the game. And just to be frank about it, at least the trend continues. I mean, and the lanes that have been won, and in particular the mid lanes too, were so heavy-handed. But here, the farm game is very real. And we find cores getting themselves into better spots. Jump in from Moon. This core, though, might not be in the best spot. Crush, a bash, another crush.
to his Revenant. They're sitting on him.
And he jumps to it, and then he jumps to that Revenant, and then he jumps out, and then he jumps out further, and then he goes for the TP.
Oh, the mana leak.
Landing I was going to say, you can't cancel it with that, but with a mana leak stun, you certainly can. Well played by Misery.
Just literally channeling the Requiem over and over again, waiting for him to jump to it. Yeah, that's gonna be Misery's. Aghanim's finished up, so heavy amount of sustain. They don't have mech or anything, but daytime with the Coddle. Wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a gem too right afterwards, one of them. Just because then it's like impossible to Slark for fight. It's impossible for Slark to fight daytime. Just straight up impossible.
Yep. It's a walking beacon of light and vision, and he blasts out mech heals non-stop. A ridiculous force to be reckoned with, and now a 24-hour Uber service too. So if they need to split push some of these side lanes, he'll get them right back into play, or if they need to make the quick trip back home, they have that service available to them.
He's doing the pressure. They feel like DC might actually try to go for like some high ground pressure here. They go for the Blink Dagger Enigma. Resolution spots the Courier leaving the base and Blink and kills it.
Ooh. And now DC considering an approach from the northern side. We have to start considering MP in their high ground defense and how good it actually is. It seems like it's okay. I mean, they have ridiculous team fights. Static Storm, Black Hole, Doom to hopefully take someone out of the fight altogether. You know, you got to hope that you make that one fight count, because if you swing and miss on any of those given things, then you're pretty much in a huge hole of trouble.
It's just about getting into the backline, because I feel like it's going to happen. Rezo's just going to sit on the high ground. Once Midnight Pulse is gone, he just can sit there and beat on the building, and just they can throw some small spells at him and stuff, but him and like eventually we'll have Butterfly too pretty soon actually, and he'll be able to just siege with that too. But they have to find a way of just wrapping it, getting it onto the venge.
Ooh, Envy's got to be careful now. He sees because he has the ward on the high ground, and he makes it out. Almost found himself up in arms with a lot of DC people here. Oh, Resolution has spotted Owie. Pops his Blade Mail, hits him with a few slashes. One more would have done it. Not even crossed the king here.
Soxa with his Dominator, dominates an Alpha Wolf, and he's just following Resolution with it. Just clicks it on him.
Free Helm of the Dom pretty much there. Earth King, one who normally wouldn't need to even pick it up, now has all that extra damage to go along with it. Really
Got
clean
high
play
ground
from
vision
DC.
of MSS.
Oh, he's
Gets
able to
the
blink
blink
away,
off.
but he's got mana leak. He's mana leak. He's losing his mana. Moon's chasing him. He's got to turn back and stun him. Now he has no mana at all, and he is done for. Do they have a buyback? They do not. There is no black hole here for at least 40 seconds.
That was a
Oh.
cute little play if you saw how the way they did that though. Misery was smoked, but since he has the Aghanims, he gets all that vision around him.
Yep.
So MSS thinks he's safe on the high ground because there's no ward there, but
Radiant's middle
smoked
tower
Coddle.
is under attack. Radiant structures.
And the siege is on here, and MP not yet at a tendency to even try to pull out a defense. These Braxes will be exposed.
Radiant's
These Braxes may even be done for. MP may have just accepted the fact that they are going to be losing one set on this push and know that their best chance to take a team fight would be with MSS at attendance here. So
No way they can fight without Enigma. He's like their whole team fight with the Disruptor. And they're playing versus level 18 Wraith King, couple BKBs, and daytime versus Coddle. Lane.
Glimpse
Dire's top tower.
back, but is going to leave SVG up here, and at his lonesome he'll be quickly dealt with. MP will move on to the shrine next. Owie is within them there, but is going to frantically make his way back home, it looks like. But this is looking like DC beginning to get the stranglehold onto NP at this point. You know, putting him in a guillotine choke, if you will. Any other martial arts move? I don't know. You can throw out there a knee bar.
Sure.
We'll see if MP can kind of shrug it off, or if they're going to have to tap Fog.
Jesus. References.
Analogies real.
It's NP's just trying to get what they can out of the map. Their lanes keep getting forced in, like you mentioned, by the global Coddle. Top lane, Rose, getting pressured by Rezo.
Ouch. He
But
still
now
hits
Rezo
hard.
is pretty alone here. Gonna get recalled, but it gets
But-
cancelled right away.
Yeah.
This
And
could
now
be two
he's
deaths
1
for
versus 3. Owie's here now too. Uh-oh.
Spenge is coming with the swap.
Everybody's here now. Comes back with a second life. They have a Stag Storm waiting on top of him. He pops the Blade Mail, gets swapped back, but MSS is there, and then it gets canceled. That was almost a mega high black hole as it caught 3, but without having that stun caught inside, it is free and available to just deny MSS from what could have been a huge and epic play.
They
DC
don't have
will-
that much crazy damage follow-up.
Yeah.
The Emperor had already used all of his remnants and all of his like spells and everything too, so Disruptor ulti was already expended.
Radiant's top
So it was a pretty nice black hole, but yeah, DC just looking.
Radiant's
Yeah, you
bit
know, you
too
just see
strong.
you see that initial big black hole, and you know, percolate quite a bit. Think it's going to be going well, but absolutely right. Without the big damage, it's not going to be good enough. A man who dishes the damage necessary for this game is Resolution, looking to make some NP members bow before the king. Slashing down, can he finish him off? Ugh, not going to be able to get it yet, but he's back for round number 3, probably 3 by now.
Dire's bottom
DC
tower is under attack.
run right through the top lane and inset of Rax, and now make their way going coast to coast. Doxa a bit in trouble, eating the pressure from Owie. The Requiem gonna get dished. Doxa will eventually go down, but then Owie shows himself and frantically pounces to go for the finish. Will eventually get it, but loses his own life. Does have a buyback, may be forced to use it. MP have already lost 3, and they're about to lose Envy. He has no buyback, and that could be the Tau being thrown in any second. Buybacks coming out, final hurrah for NP. They lose SVG, NV back in the mix. Resolution has another life. If they bring him down, he'll only be going into round number 4. But
Weha
that does-
died and kept his ultra kill. Botback got recalled.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is looking like it's just too hard for MP to really fight.
Yeah, jumping right in. Weha not even caring what kind of thunderclouds are over his head, taunting and finishing things out. It is over. Godlike for Resolution. Game number 1. Gonna be going to Digital Chaos.
It was looking decent until that like one top situation happened pretty much. Weha gets like triple kill, it gets turned around really heavily. Resolution even lives too, like just got massively turned around onto NP. It was just too hard for Slark to even fight into the lineup of DC too. It's like contesting those tier 1s is impossible, so they lose a couple of them. And then he gets his Shadow Blade around like the 15 or so minute mark, but like you said, the ports on the side of DC, everybody was pretty farmed up, and then they kind of just stayed as a unit, and it's too hard for Slark to fight into those here.